Здравейте, здравейте, момци и моми, аз съм GMR, а това би трябвало да е епизод 57 от поредицата ми на Inquisition. Продължаваме там, откъдето бяхме стигнали. Това е втори опит за този епизод, имахме едно малко краще, надявам се този път всичко да е наред. През тази маса преминахме веднъж, аз съм изчел всичко тук, така че погледнато от добрата страна на нещата, сега няма да се бавим на Лорд. Тук изпраща такъва. Тук изпращаме Лилиана.
Inquisitor.
Джозефин няма къде да изпращаме. Така, сега си хващаме. Идваме тук. Отиваме да купиме на Джозефин не подарък, и без тях всъщност. Няма нужда да избираме компаньони за тук. Отиваме да вземем семейния креста символ. Семейния символ на Джозефин. Герб, по-точно. И освен това, ето до тук, защото се оказа, че при този пич тук, ако купим този мистери бокс, получаваме операция за масата. Която смятам да изпълним. Отиваме при Джозефин да й дадем на нея подаръка. Не, първо ще минем през масата. Първо ще минем през масата да пуснем новата операция да се извършва. Беше в Ерела. Така.
Let us begin.
Гледам колко се може по-бързо преминаваме през нещата, които вече съм направил веднъж.
What's this?
You said you wanted to see your original family crest. I found one for you.
I'm astonished. I'd given up hope that any example of the early family crest still existed. It even has our first motto, back from when we had a trading fleet to speak of. From sea to shore, we tame the waves.
Надявам се, че ти харесва.
Anything to see you smile.
You've certainly succeeded. Thank you. A pleasure.
Нека поговорим за нас. Да прекараме малко свободно време.
Goodness. Quickly then, before anyone needs something from us.
Чу се дали всеки път, когато решиме да изкарваме на разходка, ще ни води в градината. Или не винаги. Така. Това време ще минаваме от тук да експериментираме. Така, сега... До тук бяхме стигнали, след като ни зареди. гледах на какви неща да му дигна и докато гледах какво му дигам, крашна, така че се надявам този път, обаче нещата се получат. Сега, така, Double Daggers. Трябва да дигнем Twin Fang. Sneak Attack. Аха, ето какво ми трябва, добре. От тук насетне всичко е ново.
Odd that the trail should lead us here. Ban Loren is a pious, unassuming man. What has he become involved in?
Might simply be a victim as well.
Let's see what lies within.
Ще видим, често казано, не успях да прочита какво и отговаряме на Касандра, само че исках да действам бързо, защото знам, че тези моменти, в които можем ние да взимаме участие в разговорите, докато си ходиме наляво надясно, са доста кратички. Здравейте, момчета, какво става тука?
Promises. I should have known. The Order of Fiery Promise is a cult with strange beliefs about the Seekers. They've hounded us for centuries.
Какви странни вярвания?
What kind of strange beliefs?
They believe they are Seekers, the only rightful ones. They say we robbed their powers long ago, preventing them from ending the world.
Ending the world?
The only way to truly eradicate evil in their eyes, the world will be reborn a paradise. It's all nonsense.
Защо не сте се справили с тях?
Why haven't the Seekers dealt with them?
We have, many times. They simply reappear after a time like weeds. Nobody knows how.
Може ли да им се влее разум?
Is it possible to negotiate with them?
They're fanatics, drunk on whatever forbidden magic they can find to make themselves true Seekers. This explains why the Seekers might be here, but not the connection to Corypheus.
Скоро ще разбера. Опа. Къде си се скрил ти, приятелю? Оп. Някакъв погинал.
Did they torture him to death? The promises will pay for this.
Някакъв кулзак. Темпори ли са? Не са. Въпреки, че прилича на темпори. Оу.
As the Seekers of Truth have proven resistant to the effects of red lyrium, the Elder One has seen fit to place them in your care. Reclaim your destiny, and know that the Elder One expects your devotion as repayment. Signed by Magister Calpurnia, leader of the Venatori. Does Corypheus not realize the promises want the world to end? What use are they to him?
Той е продал търсачите над тях.
So Corypheus sold the Seekers to these cultists?
And they leapt at the chance, of course. But this doesn't explain how he captured the Seekers in the first place, or what's been done with them. We must keep looking.
Защо търсачите са резистентни?
The letter said Seekers were resistant to Red Lyrium.
Our abilities grant us many gifts, but a resistance to Red Lyrium's corruption? That seems strange. Although it would explain why none have numbered among the Red Templars. And thus Seekers would be useless to Corypheus. He would have no leash to hold us.
Ще ги намерим.
We'll find them, Cassandra.
I know we will. One way or another.
Първо да видим тук през тази барака, да видим има ли нещо за взимане, нещо готино. О, нещо готино. Още нещо готино. О, 3 готини неща. Това ковчеже? Nope. А това не е ковчеже. Да приличаваме на ковчеже първоначално. Тази барака може ли да влезнем? Ма можем, разбира се. Отваряй вратата. Да те разцепам бой. Това е кодекс, не ме интересува. Само ще преминем през него. Това е тази Мередит от двойката ли? Ясно, че темпларите, използващи червен лириум, се побъркват. Ясно, че той е супер пристрастяващ. Ама да не би Corypheus да може да ги контролира 100%, когато използва червен лириум. Чува се дали Мередит е била превзета или просто е била луда. Или и двете. Опция 3 винаги е валидна. Някой да две неща едновременно.
Daniel, can you hear me?
Cassandra, it is you. You're alive.
As are you. I'm so glad I found you.
Това не е съвсем вярно, да го кажеш. Смисъл, той както гледаш направо си умрел.
Demon inside me, it's tearing me up.
What? You can't be possessed. That's impossible.
I'm not possessed. They fed me things. I can feel it growing.
Това е ужасно. Ще си платят.
The Promisers will pay for what they've done.
No. The Lord Seeker.
Of course we'll find him. If he lives, we'll...
Lucius betrayed us, Cassandra. He sent us here, one by one. An important mission, he said. Lies. He was here with them all along. He's still working with them.
Да не би да е бил демона на алчността?
Could it have been
Завистта?
the demon from Therenfall?
No. The demon came later.
But a demon couldn't simply take his place without anyone noticing.
The Lord Seeker allowed it. He let the demon take command while he...
Came here.
Възможно ли да е вярно?
Would he really work with these cultists?
I intend to find out.
Wait. Don't leave me like this, please.
You should have come with me. You didn't believe in the war any more than I did.
You know me. I wanted that promotion.
Честито.
Go to the Maker's side, Daniel. You will be welcome.
Виждам, че го е получил повишението. Shut.
He was my apprentice. I have never known a finer young man. Now we find Lord Seeker Lucius.
Сос, като някакъв крипар стои такъв в тъмното. В ъгъла, стои само наблюдава. Ако е Кол, ще да го приема. Ще ми е някакво нормално кът за него. Той все пак е асасин. Но Солас изглежда като преверзник така. Здравейте, момчета! Ще ви скъсам гащите, бой! Това е някакъв бая голям замък, или поне е било бая голям замък, сега са бая големи руини.
Lord Seeker Lucius.
Cassandra, with a man I can only assume is the new Inquisitor.
А ти си предателя.
And you're the man who betrayed his own order.
I presume you know we Seekers of Truth were once the original Inquisition. Oh yes. We fought to restore order in a time of madness long ago, as you do now. And we became proud. We sought to remake the world, to make it better. But what did we create? The Chantry, the Circles of Magi, a war that will see no end.
Не сме същите, така, ти предаде своите хора. Но ще няма му се обяснява.
You lured your entire order to their deaths.
There was no other choice.
No other choice? Have you gone mad?
We Seekers are abominations, Cassandra. We created a decaying world and fought to preserve it even as it crumbled. We had to be stopped. You don't believe me? See for yourself. The secrets of our order passed to me after the former Lord Seeker was slain. The war with the mages had already begun, but it was not too late for me to do the right thing.
Трябва да справя този луд.
He's completely mad, isn't he?
Lord Seeker, what you've done.
I know. What Corypheus did with the Templars does not matter. I have seen the future. I have created a new order to replace the old. The world will end so we can start anew. A pure beginning. Join us, Cassandra. It is the Maker's will.
Това трябваше да сгине първи.
He was insane. He had to be. Perhaps the Envy Demon's influence? Remove the Lord Seeker so it could take over the Templars?
Ако е така, ме проработя.
So, the plan works perfectly.
He could not have destroyed all of us. I won't accept it. Let us return to Skyhold. I wish to see what's in this book of secrets.
Щеше да е готино, ако то беше отдал някакъв пор поне. Големия шеф на сикарите трябва да е някакъв як. Такова ячко момче. Отвори се сезами. Това сигурно ще трябва да изпратим някой на масата. Да, къвам би трябвало вече да се освободил. Като казах, че трябва да изпратим някой на масата и се сетих, че нямаме никой. Свободен, но после сетих, че къвам всъщност би трябвало да се освободил.
I've seen bigger castles fall, but not better. Inquisitor?
Writing does not come naturally to me, as I'm certain you can imagine.
Така, спираме флиртовете с нея. С Варки се сравняваш.
Trying to outdo Varric's next literary masterpiece?
I haven't his talent for blather. As if written by a dim-witted child. Historians will one day ask what happened at Adamant Fortress, in the Fade. I wasn't there, but others were. Their accounts must be recorded.
Това може да бъде използвано срещу нас.
What you write could be used against the Inquisition.
You're worried what I'll say about you, I assume. Do not be concerned. I am a poor writer, but not unaware of the weight my words might carry. I still don't know what to say about the spirit of the divine. The chantry teaches us that the souls of the dead pass through the Fade, so it could have been her. Yet even so...
И мислиш, че е възможно.
Do you really think it might have been her? A ghost?
A ghost. A remnant of her hopes and memories. Her lingering will to do good. Those things are all possible. Nobody knows for certain what happens after we die. A spirit could have assumed her form, but why? It helped you, as Justinia herself would have.
Добре, това е така интересен въпрос. Може би няма значение. Вярвам, че беше тя. Просто няма значение.
Perhaps it doesn't matter what she really was then.
It matters to me, to what I must write. I wish I'd seen her, seen it. I feel so inadequate trying to interpret.
Много Сложно, защото ние не сме сигурни каква е. Просто дух ли беше или беше нейният дух? Казваме това, което сме видяли. Вярвам, че беше
I
тя.
believe it was the divine. She helped us one last time.
Приличаше
I
на
hope
нея.
that's true. I want to believe it. When they told me you were physically in the Fade, I was terrified for you. The last time such a thing happened, we created Darkspawn. We created Corypheus. The world needs to know the truth this time. No more legends lost to the ages.
Но реално точно това се притеснявах. Че тя ще почне да пише за на сънщата. И как сме отишли там и че в крайна сметка някой наистина ще се опита да отиде там. И ще направи някаква друга глупост като Корифис.
This tome has passed
Нарочно
from
или
Lord
без
Seeker
иск.
to Lord Seeker, since the time of the old Inquisition. And now it falls to me.
Изглеждаш разстроена.
Are you all right? You look drained.
On the contrary, it's a delight. I'm riveted.
Oh, you're joking.
Do you know what the Rite of Tranquility is? The last resort used on mages in the Circle, leaving them unable to cast but depriving them of dreams and all emotion. It should only be used on those who cannot control their abilities, but that has not always been the case.
Това ли е това, което пише в книгата?
Does the book say it was used for other things?
No. As a seeker, I looked into abuses. Mages made tranquil as punishment. What finally began the Mage Rebellion was the discovery the Rite of Tranquility could be reversed. The Lord Seeker at the time covered it up, harshly. There were deaths. It was dangerous knowledge, the shock of its discovery in addition to what happened in Kirkwall. But it appears we've always known how to reverse the rite, from the beginning.
Това не е изненадващо.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
We created the Rite of Tranquility. I told you of my vigil, the months I spent emptying myself of all emotion. I was made tranquil and didn't even know. Then the vigil summoned the spirit of faith to touch my mind. That broke tranquility and gave me my abilities. The Seekers did not share that secret. Not with me, not with the Chantry, not even with... There's more. Lucius was not wrong about the Order. I thought to rebuild the Seekers once victory was ours. Now I'm not certain it deserves to be rebuilt.
Още има в книгата.
You said there was more in the book.
At some point, power becomes its own master. We cast aside ideals in favor of expedience and tell ourselves it was all necessary for the people. Will that happen to us, Inquisitor? Will we repeat history?
Не знам.
I can't foresee the future, Cassandra.
But we know the past. Those who do not heed history are doomed to repeat it.
Вярата ти е разклатена.
I don't think I've ever seen you so shaken.
I do not think the Seekers have been doing the Maker's work. Not truly. Perhaps we believed it once. The original Inquisition came to be during a terrible time. But now, we harbored secrets and let them fester. We acted to survive, but not to serve. That is not the Maker's work.
Как ще възстановиш
If you did rebuild the Seekers, how would you do it?
Как ще
I
си го
can't be
възстановиш?
the only one remaining. We will always spread to the winds, and some may still be out there. I would find them one by one. We would all read this book. No more secrets. Then together we would establish a new charter. The Maker's work in truth.
Но каква е работата на Създателя?
You keep saying that, but what is the Maker's work?
There is no way to know for certain. That is why we must seek it out. Perhaps we lost our way because we stopped looking.
Прави си игрите по-добри, остави ги да си отидат. От нея зависи и ще
That's
остане.
not for me to decide, Cassandra.
Thank you. I could not have done this on my own.
Ще му казваш. В крайна сметка не зависи от нас. Тя познава по-добре сейкърите, отколкото ние. И има книгата. Ние какво знаем? Две неща, които тя ни каза тук-що.
Good book?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Какво криеш?
No. What are you hiding exactly?
I'm not hiding anything. Exactly.
I think you are.
It's of no interest to you, I'm certain. It's a book.
I can see that.
It's one of Varric's tales. Swords and Shields. The latest chapter.
Значи си ги прочел всичките.
The latest chapter? Meaning you've read them all?
Not since this all began. We've been busy.
She's read this one 3 times.
You! I told you to stop spying.
You read it out loud to me. I don't like the captain either.
I never did that. It's literature. Smutty literature. Whatever you do, don't tell Varric.
Сериозно? Не, чай. Да, сериозно, айде.
I can't believe this.
I only started reading them when I began looking for Hawk as research. They're terrible and magnificent. And this one ends in a cliffhanger. I know Varric is working on the next. He must be. You could ask him to finish it. Command him to. Pretend you don't know this about me.
Некой е яко зарибен. По творчеството на Варик. Да отиваме да говорим с него. Май тъп. Бях го забрал този елемент. Quick 7 за всеки случай.
If you've got questions, I'm your dwarf.
Специално. О! Така, първо ще го питаме за Бянка.
Tell me more about Bianca.
I'm not making any promises here. Ask.
От колко време сте заедно?
So how long have the two of you been together?
Well, if you want to split hairs, we're not. Usually there's a continent between us at all times. We write letters, now and...
Ето ни един краш по-късно. Така, ще се наложи
I can spare some time. What do you need?
да слепа през някаква програма двата записа, първата част и втората част, ама голяма работа. Се надяваме, че са първа и втора, да не станат първа, втора и трета. Разкажи ми за Бианка.
Tell me more about Bianca.
I'm not making any promises here. Ask.
Отдавна ли сте заедно? Не,
So
отколко
how long have
отдавна
the
сте
two of you
заедно?
been together?
Well, if you want to split hairs, we're not. Usually there's a continent between us at all times. We write letters. Now and then we manage to meet up. I don't know if that's together. Shit, it's been what, 15 years? Great. Now I feel old. Thanks.
Защо гилдията е след нея?
What makes the Merchants Guild such a danger to her?
Well, to be fair, it's more of a danger to me. Technically, we're not supposed to be within 300 leagues of one another. If it got back to the guild that we were seen together, they'd freeze my assets and then have me killed. Maybe not in that order.
Какво си направил?
What in the world did you do to cause that?
We almost started a clan war. Does it matter? I can't change it now.
Как се запознал с Бианка?
How do you know Bianca? The lady. I mean, not the crossbow.
I met her years ago when she still lived in Kirkwall, and I was looking for someone with mechanical skills. Bianca is, beyond a doubt, the most brilliant smith you'll ever meet. I haven't seen her since she got married and moved to Orlais.
Тя се оженила.
Bianca is married. Somehow I thought the two of you had a history.
Bianca's family are Kalnas, surface dwarves, so conservative they don't take a piss without asking the ancestors first. They picked out a smith caste boy for her. Wealthy, respected, has a great anvil collection. The perfect husband. I heard the wedding was lovely. The one Bianca actually showed up for, anyway.
Важно е да имаш голяма колекция от наковални. Бианка ли е направила твоя арбалет?
All right, tell me the truth.
Най-вероятно.
Bianca made your crossbow, didn't she? I mean, it has her name.
It's not that simple. The Carta thinks my Bianca was a freak success by a Carta inventor who could never duplicate it. If they thought anyone else was involved, someone who could make one work, things would be bad. So, I really can't tell the story. I don't want any more blood on my hands.
Добре.
I guess that's it for now.
Sure. I'll be here.
Продължаваме да говорим с него.
Time? What do you need?
Вярваш ли в избранника?
Tell me the truth, Varric. Do you actually think I was sent by Andraste?
Shit. This is going to be awkward. I guess I do. Either you're guided by the hand of some higher power, or you have the worst luck.
Ти вярваш в Андраст.
I wouldn't have pegged you as an Andrastian.
It's a great story. It's got heroism, love, betrayal, and random musical numbers. What's not to like? I don't have a nug in this race. It could be bullshit, it could be true. I'll never know. But I like the idea that maybe you could save the world with a song.
Може и да е двете. Всяка история съдържа частица истина в себе
Let's
си.
be realistic. It could be both.
You've got a point. Look at all the shit that's happened to you. You were saved from the explosion that leveled a mountaintop and fell out of the Fade. You fought a demon inside your mind in the middle of a pitched battle between Templars. Faced down one of the ancient magisters who started the Blights, had a mountain fall on you, and lived. Stopped an army of demons. One of those things would be impossible. All of them together? That's a miracle.
Виждам какъв ти е поинт.
I'm starting to see your point.
Just try to warn me before falling into the Fade again, would you? I hate that place.
Що виж, какво беше интересно и готино. Опитаме за Холк, мисля, че тук сме изчерпали темата, но все пак да погледаме дали нещо не се е отключило. Добре.
Carry on.
Правилно си мислех.
Something you wanted to talk about?
Касандра иска книга.
Cassandra is waiting for the next issue of Swords and Shields.
I must have heard that wrong. It sounded like you just said that Cassandra read my books.
Тя е огромен фен.
She's a pretty big fan, in fact.
Are we talking about the same Cassandra? Tall, grumpy seeker, like stabbing things? Wait, did you say the romance serial? Oh, she'll be waiting for a while then. I haven't finished it and wasn't planning to. That book is easily the worst I've ever written. The last issue barely sold enough to pay for the ink.
Касандра изглежда, че я харесва.
Well, Cassandra seems to be hooked on it.
And I honestly thought a hole in the sky was the weirdest thing that could happen. So, you want me to finish writing the latest issue of my worst serial for Cassandra? Oh, that's such a terrible idea. I have to do it. On one condition. I get to be there when you give her the book.
Fine.
You got a deal.
I'll get to work then. You know, the fact that the book is terrible just makes it more worthwhile somehow.
Яко. Чакай. Сега, това много бързо написат. Браво. Магиосник, магиосник. Колко сега да се случи. Ето къде си седнала.
What have you done now?
I get it, Seeker. You're still sore after our spat.
I'm not a child, Varric. Do not suggest I'm without reason.
A peace offering. The next chapter of Swords and Shields. I hear you're a fan.
This is your doing.
Престение се правиш.
Stop acting like you don't want to read it, Cassandra.
Well, if you're not interested, you're not interested. Still needs editing anyhow.
Wait!
You're probably wondering what happens to the Knight Captain after the last chapter.
Nothing should happen to her. She was falsely accused.
Well, it turns out the guardsman...
Don't tell me!
This is the part where you thank the Inquisitor. I don't normally give sneak peeks, after all.
Thank you.
Мога благодариш на Варик.
Varric's the one you should be thanking.
I am but a humble servant to my loyal readers.
I wonder if I have time to read the first part.
Don't forget to tell all your friends, if you have any. Completely worth it.
И сега какво става? Остава да тръгне по главната задача. Добре. Отиваме на масата да видим какво се случва там. И след това тръгваме по главната задача. Естествено имаме и опцията да обиколиме да говорим с част от компанията, с които сега сме говорили.
There you are.
Изненада.
I've been looking all over for you. I've just received the most terrible news.
What is it?
Обувките на някой са се скъсали.
I'm engaged.
Уоу. Туху. За кой?
To me?
For the past year, my mother and father have searched Antiva for a match for me. They had no idea you and I had grown so close. Today, I received a letter declaring they've betrothed me to Lord Adorno Cielo Tranto of Antiva. I must deal with this. But until then, we cannot be seen in a compromising situation. I'm so sorry.
Да пускаш ли?
Are you saying we should act like nothing has happened between us?
No, not at all. But it is not right that we carry on while I am betrothed. I must break off the match first.
Окей, разбираме. Познаваш ли го още? Ето я.
Have you and this Antivan lord ever even met?
No. Perhaps, maybe at a cotillion some years ago. Oh, this is not what I wanted to happen. I barely remember Lord Otranto. I must see to this. And to my other duties. If I can keep my mind on them today at all.
Що си се бъгнала тука? Моля да говорим с нея.
Inquisitor, I'm afraid untangling my engagement to Lord Otranto will take some time.
Окей.
Is there anything I can do?
He is Antivan. The only acceptable thing to do would be to challenge him to a duel for my favor.
Ще намерим някой слух за него. Не, ще кажа, да. Че ми се ще... Да.
Arrange the duel with Lord Otranto, then.
What? No, Inquisitor, please. That was said in jest. The traditional form of dueling among Antivan nobles isn't usually fatal, but there's always a chance of harm. I hardly wish to see you skewered on a sword point for the sake of my honor.
Тъгъдък. Добре, още не тръгваме по главната задача. Значи, може би следващия епизод ще тръгваме по главната задача. Зависи тук нещата колко време ще ни отнеят. Тук остават 53 минути. Това е страшно много време. Гълън би трябвало да е готов. Това е пак по задачката с Зевран. Обаче първо ние трябва да организираме дуел. И сега трябва да изчакаме 12 минути. Лиляна си има сумати време тук. Така че може да се каже, че ще минем и без нея този епизод. А може би и в следващия. Сега няма какво да правим в момента. Ние говорихме с Дориан, говорихме тук с всичките в...
Инквизитор.
Всичките тук в замък. Можем да отидем да говорим с Кол, съответно и с Айрон Бул и Сера. И предполагам, че до тогава 12 минути ще изтекат. Мога да говорим и с джуджавката.
Oh, hey. Hello. Good that you're here, because I need to talk to you. You know that thing we do when we meet out there, the playful banter? That's just for fun, right?
Не означава нещо.
I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, good. I was worried. Carry on then.
What's been going on?
Seeker Cassandra came through here, looking like a storm cloud. That's just her face, though, isn't it?
Още
What's
един
been going on?
път ще питаме
Waiting
също.
to get back out there.
I should go.
Така или иначе с... Как се каже?
Hey,
Как се каже?
What's been going on?
just relax.
Харит или нещо такова, не мога да спомня точно тия, но с нея така или иначе не можем да направим романс, така че... О, Крем, какво става, приятел?
Commander Cullen did good work at Adamant. Breached those walls like he'd done it a dozen times. Nice job with the demons, by the way.
Как мога да ти използвам?
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the Chargers?
You sealed the main rifted adamant, but the fortress is still a mess. Demons, darkspawn, making knows what. I could take Rocky out there with some of the boys. They know how to bring down walls. We can't close rifts, but we can bury the bastards under a ton of rubble.
Разкажи ми за
Can we talk about the Bulls Chargers?
вашата група.
Certainly. What can I tell you?
Разкажи ми за някои от вашите интересни работи.
Have you had any other interesting jobs?
This old Asian guy paid us to clear out some bandits who'd taken over his mine. We got in, took down most of them, and had just reached their leader when the mine collapsed around us. Turns out the bandits were working for the Olesian guy, and he wanted to cover up their agreement. The bandits passed around shovels. We all got to digging. Tracked a lot of dirt into that Olesian's bedroom.
We'll talk later.
Получихме нова задачка за масата. Ето явно можем да изпратим хората на Iron Ball там.
Again. Again.
Имаме две Касандри.
Come on.
Nice.
This is why the Qun doesn't like women fighting. I should have asked Cullen. Good one.
Perhaps you can take over.
Gunari training exercise to master your fear. Been a while since I needed it, but that nightmare demon was big.
Биеш го с пръчка, докато забрави, че го е страх от демони. Окей. Каква е тази тренировка?
Can you explain why I'm supposed to hit you with this stick?
Probably, if I try. It'd involve a lot of Kunari words, though. Just hit me with the stick, alright? I need to get over this demon crap.
Окей.
All right.
There we go. Oh, yeah. Damn demon. Who's stuck in the fade, huh?
Това помага ли?
So we're working out your fear with a stick.
Less talking, more hitting. Piece of feed, piece of crap! And who killed you? That's right, Iron fucking Bull! I needed that. Thanks, boss.
Ку-ку. Наистина ли си добре?
Are you sure you don't want to talk about it?
We just did.
Да, беше странно. Мога да кажа и забавно. Но предимно странно. Джой, как си?
That elven redhead who makes the buns in the kitchen. Is she available? Because I'm getting signals.
Искаш да се накърка?
You said we should go get some drinks and meet your company?
Yeah, come on. It'll be fun. Ah, good. We're not drinking alone. How you doing, creme de la creme?
Your worship. I'm so glad he has someone new to hit with that joke.
Как трябва да те наричам?
Do you prefer Creme or Cremisius?
Crem's faster. The chief's nicknames usually end up sticking.
Hey, when I was growing up, my name was just this series of numbers. We all give each other nicknames under the Qun.
They ever wear shirts under the Qun, Chief? Or do they just run around binding their breasts like that?
It's a harness, creme.
Yes, for your pillowy man bosoms. Let me know if you need help binding. You could really chisel something out of that overstuffed look.
Що си минал като мъж?
You don't have to pass for a man to be a mercenary.
I'm not passing as anything.
In Kunadar, creme would be an akunatlak. That's what we call someone born one gender but living like another.
And Kunari don't treat those Akun people any differently than a real man.
They are real men. Just like you are.
Maybe your people aren't so bad after all.
Don't get your hopes up, Krem. We still come down hard on the back talk. Anyway, here's the rest of the charges. Or what's left of the rest. A lot of them went looking for stronger drinks. We've got Rocky and Skinner there. And over there are Stitches, Dalish, and Grim. Crazy bunch of assholes, but they're mine.
Откъде си, Роки?
Were you born on the surface, or are you from Orzammar?
Orzammar. I got exiled. Stupid noble crap. Also, I accidentally blew up a bit of the shape rate.
Rocky's one of our best sappers. He can take down enemy fortifications faster than a golem.
I'm also working on my own version of Kunari black powder. I've almost got it.
Yeah, you really don't.
Що си напуснала своя клан Дейлиш или своя клан Дейлиш?
Our keeper thought I should see the world a little.
Dalish don't have Templars, so they can't have too many mages in a clan at once.
Now, sir, you know I'm not a mage. That'd make me an apostate.
You carry a staff, Dalish.
It's a bow.
A bow with a giant glowing crystal at the tip.
Yes, it's for aiming. Old elven trick you wouldn't understand.
Ти си хилър, стичи, така ли?
I take it you're the company healer.
Yes, first time I ever picked up a sword was when the blight hit Ferelden. Never put it back down.
He makes a potion that'll put you right back on your feet after even the toughest fight. It tastes terrible, though.
That's because it's a poultice, sir. You're not supposed to drink it.
Това е замазането си го кърка екстра. Как дойде тук Скинер? Как се озова тук?
Killed some people.
Skinner didn't take kindly to nobles testing their new swords on the elves in her alienage.
Bull took me in. Now I get paid to kill shams.
This is actually really good behavior for her. She's not marking her territory or anything.
Грим, каква е твоята история?
Grim, is it?
Grim doesn't talk much. I'm pretty sure he's the lost king of some small country, or chieftain, something like that.
Аз не съм впечатлен, така че ще кажа, че това си е забележителна групичка.
You really take in anyone, don't you?
Anyone who can carry their weight in a fight.
And who can put up with your bullshit, Chief?
No man can beat the Chargers, cause what hits you where it hurts. Unless you know what's happened with loose cards and looser skirts. For every bloody battlefield will gladly raise a cup. No matter what tomorrow holds, the horns be pointing up.
Thanks for coming
Има си и песичка.
Glad you could meet some of my team.
Добре. Може ли още нещо си говорим с Айранбул? Разкажи ми за твоите хора, войници.
Always happy to talk about my guys. What do you want to know?
Как започна?
How did you start the group?
It's easy to make a name for yourself as a merc when you're a head taller than most folks. I spent a year or two working for Fisher's Bleeders, but their captain was crap. Figured I could do better. The best folks in the Bleeders agreed with me, so we split off.
Ами, рибаря?
I imagine Fisher disagreed.
He came at me. I snapped his sword in half.
Въпреки че Фишер може и да има. Трябва да имаш откачени истории.
What are the craziest jobs you've ever taken?
Besides this one, there's a lot of violence between the nobles here, but that's standard work. The fun stuff is when they party. They always want to impress each other, and that means getting something shiny. We've hunted wyverns, fought through caves to find some old magical crap. Even went giant baiting once.
Бой на джайанти?
What's giant baiting?
So this old
или къпане.
has some kind of a pageant planned. but he needs a giant, which is often some
Батик
damn
или
cave.
бейтинг пише.
He's got some kind of rare charm to control the giant, but no way he's going into that cave himself. So we go in, kill some spiders, find the giant, and wake it up.
Най-вероятно
It
писал
attacks us
Binding.
because of course it does. And we let the big bastard chase us outside where Van Chess is waiting.
Остава си да те преследва.
That was actually your plan? To let a giant chase you?
Yeah, we had to stay out of reach, but close enough that it wouldn't give up. It was tricky. Good news is the giants are slow. Long as my guys ahead could clear out the spiders, we were fine. Bad news is the giant spiderwebs slow you down a bit more than you think.
But at least Comte Van Chess got his giant for the pageant.
Turned out that charm was a phony. Giant ate the poor guy alive. It's okay, though. We still got paid.
Дивърс не съм сигурен какво означава. Разностранна мисля, че трябва да означава. Твоята група е разностранна.
You have people from plenty of different backgrounds in your group.
Yes, well, when you're in Orlais and you look like me, you can't be picky about who you take in. A lot of them got turned away from other companies that didn't want a knife here, or a crazy dwarf. Their loss. You get my back in a fight and carry your own weight, you're good with me. How about you? You had a company of your own? How did you put yours together?
Ние знаем, че по принцип сме Талвашот, така че ще кажем, че сме били с
My
Талвашот.
company was mostly Talvashot, like me.
Well, it's better than becoming bandits, I guess.
Разкажи ми за Крем.
I'd like to know more about Krem.
He's a good soldier, and a better second in command. The troops need someone to complain to when I'm being a hard-ass. He's good for that.
Но ти мразиш Винтер.
You don't have a problem with him being from Tevinter?
Nah.
But you hate the Vints.
Sure, but he's not a Vint. He's just Krem. I can get worked up about a group or a nation just fine, but people... It's too much work to hate them one by one.
Той да бъде тя не е ли проблем?
You don't have any problems with him being a woman?
He's not a woman. Look, you and I have to walk carefully so we don't accidentally break the furniture or the elves. We're probably not the best people to go around deciding what's normal. Krem's a good man. I don't give a nug's ass that it's a little harder for him to piss standing up.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Добре. Нещо ново.
How are you?
Nope.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Нещо ново сте имали си казвам след
Inquisitor?
като научихме всичко от Рамбул, което можем. Скажи ми за себе
I
си.
wanted to talk about you, if that's all right.
You know, I'm from Tevinter. Wasn't a slave, but even citizens have it rough if they're not mages. I was a soldier, but women joined the ranks under a different program. When they found out I was passing, it got ugly. I ran, met Bull near the border, and ended up here. Not a life I'd wish on everyone, but it'll do.
Как се случи така, че си напуснал?
You said you left Tevinter when they discovered your secret.
Women are allowed to serve, but only in certain ranks and disciplines. I was up for promotion, but the healer I'd bribed to sign off on my physical had to tend to a sick magister. When the replacement healer saw what was or wasn't in my paths, he made threats. It was slavery or death, so I knocked him out and ran.
Как се измъкта?
I'm surprised you escaped from the Tevinter Imperium so easily.
It's not like I lived in Minrathas. I was in Trevis, not far from the Navarran border. It helped that I was being chased as a deserter, not a runaway slave. Slave hunters only get paid for what they catch. They're efficient bastards.
Преминаването е незаконно. Това си...
It's against the law to pass as a man.
It's a crime to lie on an imperial application for service. Would have been a heavy fine or slavery. For 10 silvers, the healer said he'd tell the
Да,
tribune I
пасне
was
да
sick
си
in
я
the
преди
head.
смената на
Some
пола.
pity for the mad little girl.
You know?
That was when I hit him. I'd served for a few years. I was good at hitting.
Или само да се представяш? Що се промени? Защо?
Why did you decide to live as a man?
I didn't decide anything. I've been like this my whole life. My parents wanted me to marry up. They tried to find me a nice merchant's son. Every day, put on a dress.
Тук малко съм бос по
Look into
темата,
my
така че.
father's shaving mirror and just hate myself.
Така че това пасинг не съм сигурен как да го използвам. Ще се промениш ли с магия?
If you had the chance to use magic, would you change all the way?
What? No. I don't want any magic like that within 10 yards of my body. When I was younger. I don't know. Everyone has silly dreams. In Tevinter, dreams like that get you killed. Bull helped me make a good life. Nice armor and a well-placed sock, and I'm happy.
Какъв беше живота в Тевинтър?
What's Tevinter like for a citizen? Someone who isn't a slave or a mage?
I'm of the Separati. Citizens who aren't mages. Mages are in charge and everyone knows it. But a wealthy merchant can have an easy life. At the low end, people just try to stay out of slavery. My father was a tailor. I joined the army after the imperial slaves drove him under.
Как са го направили това?
How did slaves drive your family out of business?
My father made shirts, aprons, that kind of thing. Nothing fancy. One of the magisters had a pet project to prevent the poor from dying of cold in the winter. Nice, right? You get imperial slaves making simple peasant clothes and selling them for almost nothing. That magister's nice idea put out slave-made clothes at prices my father couldn't match.
Кой би си купил тези? Някой без пари.
By slaves, knowing they'd be hurting a citizen's business.
People with enough money for a new shirt or a loaf of bread, but not both. My father sold himself into slavery. He's one of the Servus Publicus, the Imperium-owned slaves now.
We'll talk later.
Тоест, Тевинтър си е много скапано место.
Inquisitor?
Как можем да ви използваме? Да видим дали ще излезе още нещо.
Nothing jumps out at me. If I come up with any ideas, I'll let you know.
Разкажи ми за вашата
Did we talk
групичка.
about the bull's chargers?
Certainly. What can I tell you?
Разкажи ми някой интересна от ваша
Have you
работа.
had any other interesting jobs?
We went up against Gatler's giants in Ferelden. Not actual giants, but big guys, all wearing a dragon's weight in armor. Might as well be fighting golems. The chief challenged Gatler himself to a single combat. Gatler laughed and called him a horned savage. The chief broke a dam and flooded the valley. Last we saw of Gatler was a bunch of bubbles as we swam away.
Alright.
We'll talk later.
Така, отиваме да разпоредим нова задача на Кълън. Мисля, че той е свободен в момента. Би трябвало 12 минути са минали от отдавна преди това. В този епизод, значи предлагам да обиколиме, да говорим с всички останали, които са Кол, Сера и Кълън, и Блек Кол. Добре, може би няма да говорим с всички останали. Може би само ще отидем да говорим с Кълън, евентуално. Чакай. Ти знаме, че не си готова. Аз съм бил изпратил Кълън да свърши тази работа, ли? Ега ти има етап. Добре. В такъв случай, мисля обаче тогава тук да сложа край на този епизод, защото иначе стане прекалено дълъг, докато го чакаме. Малко тъпо се получи. Въобще не съм видял, че не съм го изпратил Кълън да извърши тази задача. Добре. Значи тук ще сложим края на този епизод, а в следващия епизод ще довършим задачата с Джозефина и дуела. И евентуално, може би, ще поговорим с останалата част от нашите компаньони и след това ще отидем към главната задача. И така, това ще е всичко за този епизод. Пожелавам ви всичко най-хубаво. Чао и до нови срещи!